Hey yo, this is Tony Chiappetta from Chiappetta Shoes. This is Workshop Live. It is Wednesday, 24th of March, and we've got a lovely set of custom orthotics from Chiappetta Shoes. We have a customer that just had a hip replacement last September. It was misdiagnosed over many years as a back problem, and turned out being hip deterioration. Customer had a hip replacement on September. Went through PT. This is a customer that is an avid exerciser. She has a physical therapist that she works with and a personal trainer 3 times a week. Very active person, and got through the hip replacement. Structurally, she felt a million times better right out of the gate. Continued to improve over that time period, and about 4 months in, right around December time, end of December, I believe she said, she started getting a weird sensation on her toe, and it almost seemed like an ingrown toenail. So we had sharp stabbing pain, particularly when she was sleeping. She would get this kind of shooting pain right at the tip and right at the side, similar to the type of irritation that you would have with an ingrown toenail. And we haven't seen her for an adjustment over the last, since she had the hip replacement, so probably over the last 12 months or so. And this customer is still experiencing this toe pain. It's something that's happening particularly when she's laying down or sleeping, and she also gets it when she's exercising. She does a lot of high intensity type workouts, so very little downtime. You're on your toes a lot, you're moving a lot. It's relatively sporadic, and we kind of did an assessment based off of our quadristep foot typing system that we used. And one of the big things that we always check for when it comes to hip replacements and knee replacements is leg length discrepancies. That's always the first thing that we want to take a look at and just assess, do we feel like there's been any change in the leg length after a knee or a hip replacement? And there's a very easy way to get a general answer for that. We use a quadristep foot typing system, and when it comes to foot types, many times, and Dr. Louis DeCaro, he's awesome. He created the quadristep foot typing system. He can definitely chime in on this, but many times when it comes to leg length discrepancies, the body is going to figure out ways to adapt. And what often happens, and this can be the opposite, we've seen lots of crazy stuff, but what often happens with leg length discrepancies is that the longer limb, the forefoot, will become more, it will have a forefoot varus that becomes more exaggerated, and that allows the midfoot bones to open up those joints and creates more pronation within the midfoot. Pronation is the limb's ability to shock absorb. It's also the limb's ability to shorten itself. So you have this pronation, this rolling in, knee turns in, hip rolls forward, and that limb becomes shorter. Now, oftentimes when it comes to the other side, we'll see a forefoot valgus, a more exaggerated forefoot valgus. So you'll have this changing of the forefoot. The body's going to born out, the body's going to compensate a lot of times in the forefoot. Not all the time, but a lot of times. So the forefoot, the shorter side, will have more of an exaggerated forefoot valgus. And when that happens, you'll see a gait that has a more supinated and externally rotated limb. You'll kind of walk on the outside of the foot and then toe off. So you kind of have the shortened boom, boom. And when you do that, it elongates the limb. Luckily, in this case, we have a situation where I reassessed the foot, compared old notes, took a pedograph, looked at old to new, and I can comfortably say that I don't see anything in this situation. So we have this kind of odd sensation in the toe, feeling similar to a ingrown toenail, and we're kind of treating it as a spot treatment or an on-site situation. A lot of times when you have some kind of nerve situation, it can come from lower back impingement, sciatic type problem, and you'll see sometimes it'll travel down the leg into the foot. With this situation, it really is local within the foot. So I think that we just have too much pressure on the toe. And a lot of times when you have a successful hip replacement or knee replacement, you'll be walking more efficiently. So she feels like she feels better. This customer feels better. She feels like there's better efficiency within her gait. She feels like her back's more even. So what I think the situation is, over this time period of September being a hip replacement and December kind of getting this toe irritation that's been lingering, we could just be walking more efficiently. Luckily, based off of using the quadricep foot typing system, we don't see any changes within the mechanics of the foot. So for today, we have 2 sets of orthotics. This is something that, this is a combination of materials that we use often for people that exercise a lot. We have 1/16 of an inch EVA, 3mm Poron, crepe rubber, and then 55 durometer EVA. Really nice, responsive orthotic. Works well with exercising, high intensity type stuff. What we're doing today is we're just adding a little bit more cushion for that first toe column. So we're kind of hitting from the sesamoid bones through the big toe. We're not doing a cutout. We're not changing the setup. We're just adding a little bit more cushion in that spot. And this is probably going to be something that's permanent. We're just having a little bit more of a cushion zone by adding. And what I'm using is XRD Poron. This stuff works great for high impact areas. It works as a great weight disbursement as well. One thing about any Poron is that if it's unabraded, it's going to delaminate pretty easily. So we usually will kind of give it a soft roughening or grind on one side, just so the glue embeds really nicely. And we got 2 sets on this orthotic right now. We've always had a Met bar, Poron Met bar, because this customer has, pretty active lifestyle. She likes working out. She does, I think it's 3 or 4 times a week, she'll do high intensity workouts with a personal trainer. We like the Poron Met bars just because they're going to give a good amount of sponginess and responsiveness. Met pads for people that exercise that are more focused between the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, more of the teardrop style ones, are oftentimes going to be too focused of a pressure for people that are pounding the feet, especially runners or CrossFit people. So you'll feel that metatarsal pad just pound, 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 even if it's a soft Poron material. So people that exercise, we like using the bar. It's going to give a more even weight distribution. So, all right. So now XRD Poron, and pretty much all Porons, you don't want to heat up in an oven. You just want to take it with a heat gun. Thank God for Milwaukee Tool. Good people, good products. I actually don't know if this is made in the US or not, but I'll find out. Hey Jackie. So we've got a little extra cushion built up right at that first toe column. We're working right around that Met bar right there, and with this, we're adding material. We're creating a closer contact to the foot, and a lot of times people are going to say, "Hey, Tone, what are you doing? You're adding material. You're going to create a quicker contact with these pressure points." But XRD Poron, it's a high impact pressure relief material that, even though we're adding, it shouldn't overload these spots. It's a pretty soft material that has a unique durometer, so hardness, and density. So it's higher density or higher durometer, higher hardness, but lower density. So most porons are kind of spongy. That's the common setup. There's all different kinds out there. The XRD poron stuff works great for those high impact areas. So outside of that, I'm gonna grind these up a little bit. Chia Peta Shoes is hiring. We would love for anybody that's got shoe experience, shoe retail experience, to apply. We got a part-time and full-time job opening up, and got it listed on ZipRecruiter. It's also listed on Facebook too, but if you're going that far, might as well just go to ZipRecruiter. I would appreciate that. Got a few positions open. We're hoping for a good 2021. So far, people are feeling good about life right now. I think that the vaccine rollout's going nicely, and business is picking up. People feel confident. So, all right. So we've got 2 sets of custom orthotics, XRD Poron added to that piece. We're gonna go taper this up on the grinding machine. They'll be set for today, guys. So one little note on the finishing here, we want to leave it full through the toe. So sometimes what we'll do is we'll taper it right at the tip, but we want to add the cushion even up to the tip of the toe there. So we've got really nice XRD Poron, blended really well right with the Met Pad right there. So just, nice little extra cushion in that spot should help out. We're going to give her this type of problem should abate with the right amount of cushion within the, I would say, the first couple of days. If we need to, we can go more drastic changes, focus on the weight loading aspect of the first ray, so the first column right there, not just the tip of the toe. So we could take a step back and look at things a little bit differently, but we're going to start with the extra cushion and take it from there. This has been Workshop Live. You might see me more today. I thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you later. If you got any questions, reach out. Chia Peta Shoes, thank you. Ciao.